welcome back to Farmer Similar 19. Today we're back here on Midwest Dairy by Bronkema. Out here spreading manure with the 4960. We also have the 1030 case and the 3300 Kinze planter. Planter was suggested by one of my Discord members. If the A is supposed to be silent, so I'll just call them Chrome Shot. I think we'll have Helper take over because we're just about out of manure here. Also wanted to show you guys that Bronkema's feed grinder works on here. You can make soybean meal or feed for the cattle. Right now the cattle don't take ground feed, but I had asked Bronkema if he would add that in to the cows. You got it set up here. You actually either use a tipper or actually use this bottom drop trailer, grain trailer. You can fill up your feed mill with. You can actually download this through Bronkema. Go to his page, Bronkema Toys. There'll be a link in there to his mods. Also, check out his page and hit like. Also on my page you can hit subscribe and like. Don't forget to do that. So we got soybeans in there. Now we just gotta line up with the tipper. Fill up your tipper with the soybean meal that comes out. I think right now just the beef cattle actually take this. Well, Helper decided he was stuck. See how stuck he was. The Helper's been kind of goofy on this field anyway. It's been going like every other path here. You can actually see maybe. Looks like he's got a path in between here. Alright, so we got our 1030 case. The Kinze 3300 actually front fold. The 12-row planter. Now this version of the 1030 was on old school modding. Kevin Smith had made some changes to it, and obviously credit goes to the previous modders. I'm watching the goofy Helper up there. Now I would say he's stuck. So just run away. Okay, so how did he manage to get it in between two trees? Yeah, we'll try to get it knocked out of there. I hope that's entertaining at least. Annoying for me, but alright, back to the 1030 case. Like I said, so it was on old school modding. There's other versions of this out there. And King's Mod was one place I saw it. Now the planter and tractor is supposed to be a pretty good match as far as horsepower. 1030 case actually had about 100 horse, and that's about what the planter is supposed to take, but I actually had to adjust the horsepower a little bit so it would pull the planter. I think it's more the planter than the tractor. We're gonna give up on that manure spreader for now. That's what I was saying. My uncle, along with my Uncle John, actually had a 930 case. I have a couple stories. Actually, got two parts to one story. We'll give them one more shot. We have to go and get some manure soon too. But that 930 case that my grandpa and Uncle John had, that was pretty much rolled hard and put away wet even before they got it. Gotta get straight here. I remember on the Dorchester farm, my Uncle John had parked the 930 case on the hill because it wouldn't start, and for some reason it was either stuck in park, or either way it wasn't able to get it to move, the pop started. So he actually got off the tractor, and he was a big guy. He managed to kind of push the tractor backwards just enough to get it to release while he didn't have the wheels blocked or in gear, so it actually took off down in between the two driveways. There's one that went pretty much straight down and another one that curved around. Ended up going down the hill, and in between the two driveways there was a pond. It actually went through the pond. There wasn't much water in it. Jumped the bank of the pond and went over the other driveway, over the bank and down until it hit a tree. If you notice on the 1030 case, that looks like a piece of pipe on the front there, the tie rod. That's the only actual part that got hurt on the tractor. So that was a pretty sight to see that. So if anybody asks me if I ever see tractor jump I could say I have for real. So for the other part of the story, one of the summers we were actually baling hay at what we call the Bowman farm that my grandpa rented. We had the 930 case, and at that time he actually had gotten rid of the H Farmo and gotten a little 1030 John Deere, which I used for raking and pulling hay racks. It was starting to get dark, and it was probably a good hour before we get back to the home farm. So we started out and got off the one tar road, got on the gravel road. There's a steep hill shortly after, so I ended up having to stop part way up the hill because the 1030 wouldn't pull the full hay rack up there. It was actually a throw baler rack, and we actually had all the bales stacked up in there, so it was even heavier. So I got it in another gear and got going, and a few miles up the road there was the last hill we had to climb before we were close to the farm. By that time it was completely dark, and we're about halfway up the hill, and all of a sudden my grandpa comes alongside me. Well, there's no traffic on the road, but he yells at me. He goes, "Why did you stop back there?" And I go, "Well, because the tractor wouldn't make the hill, so I had to shift down." I didn't feel nothing, but he had actually gonna get stopped in time and actually hit the back end of the trailer or wagon I was pulling. It had actually bent that tie rod again, but this time it had actually broke. So that was the end of that tie rod. I think they might have actually just welded it back up, but yeah, there's two close calls with the 930 case. Oh, it didn't help the fact that when they were coming back from the other farm, the lights weren't working on the 930 case. He was kind of going by what he could see from the lights from the 1030. I think we're gonna go get some manure and get that spreader going again. We're gonna actually have to push some manure into the lagoon. We're pretty much empty on the manure. See how much we can fill up here yet. I know there's not a lot left in there. I still got the milkers going, if you can hear them. Yeah, not a lot left in there. I gotta remember, there it is. We had the 3010 parked. See if we got some newer in the first stall here. Definitely got cows. I think we'll try our blade here. Don't want to do that. It looks like we're cow tipping. A different way of cow tipping. So maybe sometime I'll have to put some more stories on the 930 case. Ever find a 1050 John Deere. A little bit of stories on that. I don't know what it was, but my Uncle Johnny had problems with parking things on the hill and getting away from them. He actually had a car. I remember I was really young back at the Llewellyn farm. We were out baling. Yeah, the car that the park didn't work on. He parked it on the hill. And well, he parked it sideways, but it managed to take off. A bad thing, my little brother was in there. So woo, not enough counterbalance to get rid of a little bit. Come on. But Uncle John had to run after it. Luckily he got in it, was able to stop it. He hurt his leg a little bit, but down at the bottom of the tree was or at the bottom of the hill was a bunch of trees for cow pasture, so that would not have been good. We got enough manure for now. Now we gotta fill our manure spreader. We'll see how much we can get in there. Looks like we got her pretty full. 97%. Yeah, there's traffic coming, but I think we got him. Trying to see where kind of left off here. It's like up here. Yeah, 10:30 going again. They had a couple head rows, so I would have thought that would have been more than enough to help her to manage. Yeah, we'll just leave him on his own for now. But I think that's going to do it for this time around. Hope you enjoyed the video with the 1030 case and the 3300 Kinze planter here. And the stories of the 930 case. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time.